never been down to the border. The possible next speaker says that he wants him to go with him. So is he going to?
So look, he's been there. He's been to the border. And since he took office...
When did he go to the border?
But that's not how it works. Like, we actually... No.
I know that that's not what you guys want to happen, but that is what has happened.
But that's not... It's not like somebody walks over and... that's not how...
Exactly what's happening. Thousands of people are walking in a day. Some of them turn themselves over. Some of them are caught. Tens of thousands a week are not. That is what is happening.
It is not that simple. It's not just that people are walking across the border. They want to secure the border. We've been doing that work on our own. The president has done the work to deal with what we're seeing at the border since day one. Because when you look at inflation, when we look at where we are economically, and we are stronger economically than we have been in history. What we saw on January 6th was the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
All right, you guys, that's Karine Jean-Pierre, and this is what she's now doing. Please. We will talk about this after. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Karine Jean-Pierre, and I am the author of a new book that's coming out this fall called Independent. It's coming out on October 21st, so please do grab it. And the reason I wrote this book, coming out of the White House, serving as White House press secretary was an honor and a privilege. But since I have left, the people that come up to me, strangers that come up to me just across the country as I'm traveling, and sometimes right in my neighborhood, at a grocery store, supermarket, airport, my daughter's school, the number one question they ask me is, Karine, how do we get out of this? How do we protect our democracy? How do we protect vulnerable communities among us? What do we do next? Because we don't have answers here. That's what they ask me. And this is my answer. And what I mean by that is, in an era of misinformation, disinformation, the regressiveness of social policy, what we're seeing currently right now, what I have decided to do, and I really have thought long and hard about this, is to follow my own compass. And that's what I've done. And that's what this book does. And here's the truth. And here's how I will lay it out to you. I think we need to stop thinking in boxes and think outside of our boxes and not be so partisan. And the way that I see moving forward in this space that we're in right now is, if you are willing to stand side by side with me, regardless of how you identify politically, and as long as you respect the community that I belong to and vulnerable communities that I respect, I will be there with you. I will move forward with you. And that is, I think, so important. So this book, Independent, it's about looking outside of boxes, not just always being in a partisan stance. And how do we move forward together in a compassionate way, in a way that really, truly cares about people? October 21st.
Oh my gosh. They have been lying to us the entire time. Every single day under Joe Biden. That is a real reaction from me today. I cannot stand these old Democrats, man. Demo, like demolish, demonic, just, my goodness. KGP, right?
Wait a minute.
So, another Democrat, another book. I swear, man, if you guys were on my live stream that I held right after the election, I kept saying I will not be surprised when the Democrats start writing books and start telling everything about Joe Biden during this time. And it is just happening like right after each other. Jake Tapper just went on Stephen A. Smith's show, and he asked him and he pressed him. He said, when did you start writing this book? Jake Tapper said, November 6th. November 6th, that's like right after the election. Now we have the press secretary who sat up there and told us lie after lie in her binder full of lies. Clear as day. Sorry, American people. I want to get another job. So I have to come out with a book to separate myself from the Biden Democrats. This is just absolutely disgusting. And the reason why I say that is because two reasons. Number one, her book is called Independent. I can't seem to find a real Democrat who has voted for Joe Biden and who was happy to say that they voted for Joe Biden. Seems like everybody says that, oh, I'm independent. I'm independent now. I'm independent. Really? Really? No one wants to admit they voted for Joe Biden. So now she's coming out with the book. That's the second part that I have a problem with. Is there's another book to talk about, I guess the part of that front title says A Broken White House. So now here we go again, where someone's going to start telling us the things that we've already known for years in a book. And you're going to provide more detail to what we've already known because we've had to speculate a lot because you've been lying to us, and we know you have. This lady said in that first clip that we had like one of the strongest economies. We know that that's a lie. We were living in Biden's worst economy. In June of 2022, the inflation spiked to 9%. We're still feeling the effects of the Bidenomics. This is what I wanted to mention, and I had someone come on or someone that said something on one of my live streams, and I wanted her to come on. Now I really want her to come on because look at what's happening now. More Democrats are creating more and more books to talk about this horrible presidency. Horrible. Everybody's looking to make money on things now. And to be honest with you guys, I don't even blame KGP. You know why? Because I know what she's trying to do here. She has to find a way to separate herself from the lying and terrible administration that she was a part of for years. And she wants to continue to get a job. She wants to work somewhere else. Like when I think of Kayleigh McEnany and Jen Psaki, who's horrible, right? They went on to do TV. And she wants to say, hey, I gotta find a way to not be associated or find a way to be trustworthy to the people out there so I can get a job. This is a job making move right here. But the problem is, as the American people, we will never trust another word that you say from your mouth. So whatever station you go on, we're going to question it. Just like Jake Tapper, who created his book, we question Jake Tapper and not his loyalty or anything else. We trust his, first of all, he's disingenuous. We don't trust him as a journalist, as a person to give us the truth that we deserve, whether we like it or not. We don't trust you guys to give us that news. When I heard that she said that she's leaving the Democrat Party, I said, you have got to be kidding me. And I had to research, and I researched for about 10 minutes to make sure this was not a fake story. And then I come across this video and I said, here she is coming out with the book. Democrats are in shambles right now, man. Your party is in shambles. People are leaving left and right. They are writing books telling us about how bad Joe Biden really was. This is turning into an absolute disaster. But meanwhile, you guys want to talk about Trump. Donald Trump. Trump. No, we're not going to talk about Trump because Trump is in office and he's actually working and he's not using the auto pen. Your president, Joe Biden, your past president, your auto pen president, is under heavy scrutiny right now. And his aides are getting testified by the Senate because we're now going to find out what was really going on. And the fact that you have the Jake Tappers and now KGP writing books, it doesn't look good for this one iconic president who you guys were saying, Joe Biden stepped down to save his legacy. He has such a good legacy. His legacy is going to be full of lies. Joe Biden's legacy is going to be full of lies. It's not going to be anything that they tried to paint this out as. In the history books, when they talk about Watergate and talk about everything else, they're going to call this the Biden cover-up. And they're going to cover Joe Biden's horrible decisions in a history book. And that's going to be a part of his legacy. And he's going to be known as a joke of a president. That's what the books are going to say, not what the media has tried to paint this out to be. I am not surprised that there's another book by a Democrat. I am just not. Because I know that these are money grabs and they are looking for money. And you know what? I got to be honest with you guys. I don't even blame them. I don't. They're looking for an easy way to pick up a buck, write a book, go on a book tour, go on different radio stations or different TV stations, make your way around. She can now go onto conservative media and get slammed like Jake Tapper. But she figures this is all a part of me. This is all part of me so I can make some money. It's disgusting, though. Because the reason why I say it's disgusting is because there have been family members and people who have lost friends because of the lies that have been told from this administration. And you have people that have been called conspiracy theorists and, oh, you're full of misinformation and disinformation, like she said. All of this has come from her White House, and she was the one up there peddling a lot of those lies. That's why I say it's disgusting, because not even a year later, it hasn't even been a full year since the election, and we got 2 books and one coming from the press secretary who's about to tell it all. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I love being able to read your comments, whether we agree or disagree. But I really want to hear from Democrats, man. I really would love to, man. Like, they are in hiding right now. They are in hiding. I like every time I ask them, I've asked 3 Democrats how they feel about the Joe Biden cover-up and the Jake Tapper story. And one person, when I showed him a video, he was like, I got to do more research on him and I can't talk about it until I research it. I haven't heard back from him. Another person that I brought this story up to, they just said, well, I just hope my Medicaid doesn't get cut off. So they just went straight to Trump. Everyone is trying to ignore this story instead of face the facts and face the truth. This is the sentiment that I've been getting from Democrats when I brought the story up. They all want to just move on. That was a long time ago. We don't want to talk about that, because then that would mean that they would have to admit that they were wrong. But this doesn't defend your point. When you got KGP writing a book now, and we don't know what's in the book, I'm sure it's going to be pretty detailed. Jake Tapper's book, it just makes you guys look very, very bad. And it makes you guys look like you are silly and that you don't have any common sense. I'm going to get off this video. Let me know what you guys think about KGP creating this book and her new moves to try to position herself to get back into the media. This is what I think her move is, and I won't be surprised if she is. All right, let me get out of here. Like I say, after every video, this is chess, not checkers. I'm going to see y'all at work.
You are watching a master at work.